The LPGA Tour is honoring its past this week with the Fortinet Founders Cup. Nellykorda is also back in action for the second start of the season, winning the season opener back in February. Live opening round coverage is currently underway on golfchannel.com and will continue on Golf Channel once Jordan Spieth finishes his round at the Valspar Championship. Now back to Steve Sands in Tampa Bay.
Steve, thank you. The LPGA is back in the U.S. and back to the Bay Area of San Francisco. Menlo Park in between San Francisco and San Jose. It's round one of the Fortinet Founders Cup, honoring the women who started this tour. Brand new venue, Grant Boone and Morgan Pressel. Looking at some of the highlights, Minjeelee at the 18th, Morgan for birdie.
Making the turn here on the 18th. Clean card today. This is one of the 4 birdies on her rounds.
Minjee would go on to shoot 68. This is Jin Hee M. Terrific season last year, got a win.
She said that this club was really working well for her today. Only needed 25 putts en route to a 66.
No bogeys on the card for Jin Hee. This is one of the talented rookies from Korea, Dong-eun Lee for eagle at 18.
Bit of a roller coaster round today. 7 birdies, 2 bogeys, and ends with that eagle on 18.
65 for Dong-eun Lee, a Korea Women's Open champion. Just like this woman, hyojookim, a major champ. This is at 9.
How about that? The 9th putt of the day on the 9th hole. Only needed 9 putts through the front 9.
A dozen years on the LPGA Tour, one of the best short games, one of the best putters. She shows it off here at 18.
Well, this is one way to limit the number of putts you have on your scorecard. Nice little eagle to finish the rounds.
She's past champ of this event back in 2015 when it was played in Phoenix. It's moved all over the country and now a brand new venue. A new part of the country, 63 from Hyoju. But Polly Mack, who played at Alabama, the German, had a double bogey and still shot 66. Lily Avu, the Californian, good start to her round. Haley Cooper, a rookie, and nellykorda out on the golf course, 2 under. Menlo Park, California. It's live first round coverage of the Fortinet Founders Cup. Open up those golden gates, California. Here comes the LPGA Tour, going to be here out west for the next month or so. A western swing for the LPGA Tour. And Fortinet, brand new sponsor, brand new venue, Sharon Heights Golf and Country Club. Look at this beauty. Opened back in the early 1960s. One of its own is actually playing in the event this week. 15-year-old Victoria Choi. Morgan and I are joined by Karen Stupples and NorCal's own, the legend, Kay Cockrell. We have a warm, steamy day here amidst these oaks and sycamores and beautiful evergreens here at Sharon Heights. Last year, one of the 7 rookies to win on the LPGA Tour, part of that Japanese contingent, riotakeda.
Incredibly talented young player. I feel like we've said that a lot with young players from Japan in the last few years.
Well, you got to see this young Japanese star in all of her glory, winning the championship that you won, the U.S. Amateur, Sakibaba.
She was a lot of fun to watch that week at Chambers Bay. And she would feel comfortable around this golf course as well.
Yeah, Saki, that's what we thought. This is the 9th, and Gracekim for birdie. Kay Cockrell is there.
Yeah, she hit a beautiful shot in there, finally getting into the red numbers.
Now Nelly.
And I think this is a great golf course, Morgan, for players that love to drive the golf ball, because a good drive really can assist in scoring around here. And it doesn't really handcuff the players too much. As you can see, the longer players choosing to hit driver more often around here than some of the courses.
Yeah, I just think visually, Karen, it really shapes nicely for somebody who likes to hit tee balls that don't have a lot of movement to them. On some holes, you do have to move it, but we talk about that mow line right down the center. It's a great target on almost all the holes out here. And just the way the trees frame each and every tee shot is really beautiful.
There it goes.
And there's a big tree there on the left side of that fairway. She might be in some tree trouble there to the point where she won't be able to go for the green. Let's see when she gets up there.
Our language here in the States. And the universal language, golf. She's pretty good at that, Karen.
Oh, that she is. I mean, she's good at everything. This shot is off a particularly steep downhill slope, though. And played smartly to the left side of the green there.
Let that leave.
It's going to be, look at that. This shows the severity of this golf course. It's going to be a bit tricky. Got a lot of green to work with.
Nelly, as usual, wasting no time. How about the tree?
And that's a 7-wood. Keeping that nice and low. Oh, just catch the front bunker.
It's not every day, Karen, you have to try and punch a 7-wood off a downhill lie.
Grew up in Concord, California, and she's the defending champ.
I would say that's pretty cool for her, all in all. Everything about that has to be fun. Got a massive downhill lie again. I always used to find her for the downhill lie. Trying to hit a fade off of it just to keep the height. She's got plenty of height on this one, if it's enough club.
I say height is nearly her middle name. What a perfect spot where that landed. This could come back.
Here it comes.
Tremendous shot there off that downhill lie. I mean, her height with her irons is such an advantage.
The LPGA is here, and you're gonna want to see this. Because we're chasing bombs, getting saucy, throwing darts, stepping out. We're soaring high and going slow-mo. You want drama? Hold your breath. Because this is a new era of the LPGA, and this is where it's at.
Okay, you know that voice, and here she is at the 10th, Chizzyiwai.
Has a little bit of a shoulder off the front bunker to negotiate with this shot.
Came in quite hot there, Karen. I think she was expecting one more check.
So I think she's going to quite fancy this one.
She set in nicely on her front foot to try and negate a little bit of that slope.
Club twirl.
Yeah, leaves it below the hole there.
And gracekim.
Players generally favor the left center of this fairway. 220 to clear the bunker on the right. And once you clear it, if you can get it going, it really can head down a slope.
Like this.
Just a little bit up the left side of the fairway, but should be far enough down where that tree, and it's creeping a little bit right as well, should be just fine.
And back up to the green, and an eagle putt for yealiminoh.
And you've got a little hint of what this putt's going to do from Nelly's bunker shot, how much that kicked to the right. So you a putter that you trust.
She said switching to the long putter basically revamped her entire game, got her out of a really rough stretch of golf.
And now you've got these young Japanese stars like Chizzyiwai. Take a look at the race to the CME Globe, and she had a great Asian swing, and you see she's 6th.
I was just thinking how nice it must be for her to be able to travel with her twin.
Especially young player coming to an unfamiliar place. You remember that, Karen, coming over here? You'd at least played at Florida State, but a different world.
She's been spending quite a bit of time working on her putting.
So we saw some of that hard work paying off in Orlando.
This for a 2-putt birdie, yealiminoh.
No, I think this one's pretty straightforward.
All right, 9 pars on the front. And now a birdie for yealiminoh.
How was that?
Well, I'd say I was a little rusty, Morgan. That was a very difficult shot from Gracekim. Morgan, it's so hard to hit off of the severe downhill side hill lie.
Just tied the knot over in Korea. Here's riotakeda at the par 5 10th. He's got power to spare.
Oh, this could use that backstop and be really nice. End up in a similar spot to where we just saw Yealiminoh putt from. Wonderful shot. She was able to get a tremendous amount of height. Whether that's wearing sleeves like Grace does or an umbrella like you saw there.
We saw that drip into the rough. Okay. Third shot.
Just not able to control it and trying to use the backstop. Smart play coming from there. Didn't have much to work with. Having it nestled in the thick rough.
There have been some U.S. Opens not far from here. Pebble Beach, an Olympic Club. And here's Yealiminoh at the 11th.
And the landing area on this tee shot is blind to the players, so you just have to trust your line. There's a big fir tree down the end that you could go towards. Yeah, around the greens here, there are some slopes that you can use to bring the ball back onto the greens. At Olympic, everything wants to be repelled. Players are talking that it's quite intimidating tee shot wise, but they're actually wider than you think when you get down there.
Especially when you could carry it as far as Nelly can. Just carried that bunker on the left, Karen. Huge tee shot and gigantic bounce.
What a second from riotakeda. She's got this for eagle.
Yeah, she's been stuck on level par. Can she jump to 2 under?
She's not the first person we've seen leave that putt short today. It's a little bit slower than the players are thinking from above the hole. That still looks like it might fall in.
Oh, just a 1/4 inch of agony there, Morgan.
It's just when you're above the hole, Kay.
Almost the same putt that riotakeda just had.
Another one there. Kay leaving it short. It's just not as fast as the players think from right in that spot.
At the 10th, Andrealee.
Hit a beautiful shot in an ideal spot. Yeah, that was an easy putt from there.
From France, Pauline Roussin-Bouchard. And a nice first 9 holes for Pauline, looking for her first LPGA title. And that shows you how hard that was. To the 11th and Nelly.
Just a gap wedge for Nelly. Pretty flat lie. Wide open hole location.
Meg, you talked a little bit about what the players before you, how they coached you and mentored you. What about you with a player like nellykorda?
Here is nellykorda. This to get to 3 under par. Oh, close calls at 10 and 11. Well, I was going to say,
I'm going to answer for Meg. The
Yes.
players that she's taken under her wing.
You're one of them.
would
I
be
knew
me.
it. Yeah.
I've known you since you were 12 years old.
I know. Again, growing up in the area where you've lived for many years, and so grateful for your mentorship over the years and friendship. It still continues to this day.
Yeah.
Well, and that means a lot.
I love that Sarah Schmelz, who plays on the LPGA Tour now, she skipped school that day to go out and watch Annika shoot 59, and now Sarah's out here trying to follow in those footsteps. Here's Nelly.
Run out of room there left.
Rookies, weren't you together? Rookies?
Thanks, KK. You taught me well. Kay and I traveled together on tour. It was my second Q school that we met. So, yeah, we traveled together for quite a bit on tour and been really good friends for a really long time.
Yeah,
Love
you were
hearing
like
her voice on the Golf Channel.
You're like the sister I never had.
No. Right back at you, Kay, although I had a lot of sisters.
You did. This is a birdie putt for Andrea. It's got a fair bit of left to right break. This to get to 3 under.
Certainly looking forward to hearing the conversation that the two of you will be having with Julie Inkster tonight as You two are being honored as pioneers. What does it mean to be a pioneer?
It's kind of a funny term. I feel like I should have a hat and a wagon or something.
We could arrange that.
It's a wonderful honor, and it's so kind of the LPGA to do this for Julie and myself.
On the CME points list, the last spot to keep her card. All right, Grant and Morgan joined by Meg Mallon. And how about this one, Meg?
Well, you got to take your lumps, right? And just get yourself in the fairway and try and get up there and make a putt.
Sweltering today, temps in the upper 80s. Going to be just about ideal for the weekend. Here is Chizzyiwai at the 12th.
What a good player this is. Been fun watching her success and her sisters as well.
So what's happening with yealiminoh over here? This is her 4th, I believe.
Oh, well, she hit it into the right rough under a tree and then tried to move it out but didn't move it, only but to some longer rough. And then from that longer rough, as it advanced it to that shorter stuff, but it's still just a struggle. It's just the sheer thickness of rough that she's been fighting here.
3rd for Nelly.
There's a gap wedge.
Certainly a tremendous premium on this golf course of hitting it into the fairway.
Trying to save par here in the heat of Northern California.
And this putt's going to be a bit downhill.
Three putts that have just missed. 2 for birdie, that one for par.
It's kind of sometimes the story of Nellie's game is she just burns a lot of edges. She usually has very good pace, but just a fraction off in those last few holes.
Lucyli, born just down the road. Stanford, California, makes her home in Redwood Shores, and that's a needed birdie for her. Her dad, in fact, is caddying a 15-year-old high school student. Here is Chizzyiwai. She was up and out of that one quickly.
Never usually a good sign. Now, Meg, I want to talk a little bit as we're watching Chizzy here putt. Did you really sleep with your putter?
No.
Like take it to bed with you?
No,
like,
I did not.
Okay.
No.
I'd heard that rumor once that
It's a great story.
that you loved your putter so much and that you didn't want to part with it.
It was because of my coach, Mike McGettrick. He taught me how to putt. And once I really fell in love with it. You know, Morgan, you're a great putter. Once you start making putts and you feel good over the putter, there's no better feeling than that.
That's shocking to me, though, to hear you say that, because I always think of you as an incredible putter.
And Donna Capone did a whole telestrator of my toss. It's fabulous footage. You got to find it.
Love it. All right. Okay, here's Grace.
Yeah, that from 163 yards, plays a little uphill. She's been missing a couple shots a little bit to the right, not hugely.
To execute the tour going forward, they had to actually put the stakes out. And
they did.
Yeah.
Yeah, they were amazing.
Call the scores in.
Yeah.
Literally the magazine, golf magazines. All right, here's Andrea.
Well, that's an 8-iron
Really?
on the way.
And her countrywoman, riotakeda.
Yeah, coming in with just a 9-iron. Nice club to have in with an elevated green.
Most everybody would like it to be just a little bit more, just to try and cool things off a bit. But there's a slope in this green that runs through the middle of it that you can hit and it will move the ball towards the left. This is a draw. It's moving left of the flag now. Haven't received the signal, but she has an interesting setup in her bag. She has a 6-iron, a strong 6-iron, a 5-iron, and a strong 5-iron, and she'll take one out depending on the length of the par 3s that she has.
Meg, you're tilting your head to that one.
And back to the 13th, yealiminoh.
And she can have a little bounce back here. Just put a quality swing on this. Use that height to get it to get close.
Yeah, she's just a bit out of sync today, isn't she?
overseas. The LPGA back in the U.S. and Californian Andrealee. Great tee shot, great approach, and a lip out for birdie at the 12th.
It reminds me a little bit of Palos Verdes, where Andrealee plays and practices down in Southern California, especially with the uneven lies and
Place to end up. You always feel a little bit unlucky when you've got so much wide open space and you end up right underneath it. But she's taken the drop away from it, penalty drop, and this is what she's facing. 2 holes back to back that are going to be costly.
12 hometowns.
That is kind of true. Yeah.
So I played in my hometown a lot, I think.
like Stacey Lewis.
Yes,
Yeah.
Exactly. Well, in Toledo, she calls Toledo one of them, and Toledo was one of mine because I grew up in Detroit, and so that was the closest to me. And
all right, now.
All right. Sidestepping it there, and here is the 18th and a 5th shot for gemmadryburgh. This will pick up some speed. It was always a par. But I love that on the perch. Here is chizzyiwai for birdie at 13.
I'm pretty much straight up the hill and didn't hit that. I played with you, Meg, in Toledo for your victory that final round.
that was
pretty
fun,
cool.
wasn't it, Karen?
It
Was that the week after you won the Open, Karen?
It was. It was.
Karen won the AIG Women's Open next week.
There we go.
No match for Meg Mallon
We were
that
two
day.
happy people, weren't we?
Yeah. Meg, your great friend Beth Daniel used that long putter so beautifully, and Yealiminoh, we talked about it earlier. This has really kind of re-energized her
saves
career.
games, absolutely. I mean, you got to find a way to putt to be able to putt. You know, putting can get in your head, and it's really a very difficult thing when that happens. And if you can find a different way to make that putter work, then try it and do it. And that's what Yealiminoh has done.
At the 13th, Andrealee.
From the back bunker, one of the first greens that she's missed today, certainly her first bunker shot of the day. A lot of green to work with, but it slopes away from her and right to left. Oh, she got a terrible kick. Just landed on that downslope.
The drain to the sprinkler head is within 2 club lengths, and your ball is as well. This is Takeda.
No intermediate cut, so her ball right up next to the primary cut. She feels like she has enough space to use her putter, but boy, you could see how that still hopped.
The slightly open club face.
We saw the bad break from Andrealee earlier. This is her 3rd.
Yeah, got to stay focused and get this up and down for bogey.
And back at the 12th, this is the 2nd for Pauline Roussin-Bouchard.
Such an advantage coming into this hole from the fairway, able to control the distance, the release, near perfection from Pauline.
And that will...
I don't think she needs all of this.
It looks like when she's a little bit unsure with backing off right there, maybe not 100% committed, so smart to step back, but also is choked up on it a little bit, Karen.
Absolutely. I think the temptation is because you have a backstop there, you're tempted to go with the longer club. The thing is, you do have to be so careful. I mean, this one's right at it, though. It's the right club.
Ooh. Oh, Karen, just what you said.
Something to be aware of, you know, like we said, you just, as much as you want to be aggressive because you think you've got something behind it, just play the number, expect a little hop forward. It's also on a fabulous line.
So stay on the green, but drift away from the hole. So challenging putt through the shadows coming up for Nelly.
She's definitely set up a little bit more left, open with her lower body. And set up on
She's
the
got
right
it
side
moving
of
to
the
the
tee
right, but
box.
yeah, this one's too right though. It's way right.
Oh, does that end up behind that tree? Oh, goodness.
Again, is this the third tree that she's found on this back nine? She was 1 under on the tee at 12. First time she's ever defended a tournament.
A double cross there. Yeah, she's just completely not feeling the bottom. Oh, and now she's in the...
A great position on the leaderboard, not necessarily at the 15th hole. This is the third for Rousseau Bouchard. And Pauline Rousseau-Bouchard has not dropped a shot today, but this is for par at 15.
I mean, it was just an impossible shot where she was over there for her third.
She's just trying to figure out a spot to land this. She can land this on the downslope, on the fringe of the green, let it trickle down to the hole. And see, she's got the blade wide open. She's got an upslope as well.
Trying to use that slope. It's really important when you have the blade that wide open and on that much of an upslope that you keep your weight forward. And
this putt's quite a tough one. It's uphill and we'll move to the right.
excellent speed. Never looked like she played quite enough break on that you called for, Karen, but all in all, pretty easy two-putt.
First event for Nelly since winning the Hilton Grand Vacations Tournament of Champions back.
Wow, that's a seriously good up and down.
So many close ones that missed for birdie. That one saves par. Lucyli is trying to save par at 16. Okay. You can get on your heels here. Lucy will keep it right there at 2 over. To the tee at the 13th, the veteran from Thailand, one of the very first Thai players to join the LPGA Tour, Pornanongphatlum.
She tends to have a little bit of a lower ball flight, more of a release to her shot when it lands on the green. She may miss that slope to the right here.
That's, oh, yikes. Will it come back?
Andrea has pulled out a 5-iron, 178 yards to the hole, looking to land this 170.
Yeah, I mean, she's just so solid with her swing, okay? It's so repeatable, so simple.
And this hole plays uphill all the way until you get to the putting surface. You've got 260 will carry all the bunkers on the right, so you don't really want any part of that. Just got to play it up to a spot left of those bunkers.
And the bunkering of this hole, Karen, would fit nicely for somebody like Nelly who hits a draw. Aim it towards that right bunker with a little bit of turn, and you'll end up right in the middle of the fairway.
It is. It wasn't her driver, it was just a 3-wood.
Ah.
Going with another 3-wood here. Uphill. Plays 12 up.
She just really does a beautiful job when she's on a bit of an upslope of really getting to her left side and having that nice, tall finish.
Soon, and we will miss Brian and wish him all the best. Tough job they have. They never really want to be noticed. They want to just do their job, keep things moving, and Brian's been a good one. Now Rio.
She's putting from just off the putting surface at the very back, just over the back of the green. Pretty much gently downhill the whole way. And playing for some pretty good left to right break Morgan, I'm writing little notes down and learning these greens as we go along.
That's almost a putt right there, where the higher you play it, the more it's going to break.
Pornanongphatlum.
Surprised she was able to leave that so far short right there, Grant.
Oh, goodness. Oh, maybe she meant to play it like that. That is pretty tasty right here.
That's using some...
I think she's done that before.
Yeah, after what she did at Evian last year to win, I trust her.
It's awesome.
And back at the 17th, Andrealee for birdie.
She has a putt that's on a very similar line that riotakeda had, just a shorter version, so has a good idea of the break. Slightly downhill the whole way. This to get to 3 under. Kind of hammered that. Yeah, didn't really take the break with that speed.
All right, coming off her first dropped shot of the day, Pauline Bouchard trying to avoid another. Can she thread the needle? Look at this.
Oh, how does it stop right there?
Oh.
Wow.
Pornanongphatlum closing in on 350 career starts. No official wins. Came so close at Lytham at the AIG in 2018. Georgia Hall just edged her out there. Back to Lytham this year for the AIG Women's Open. Chizzyiwai at 18.
Couldn't go for this green in 2 because her tee shot ended up in the right bunker. Needs some help from the slope.
Morgan, through your career, you always do have some funny pars and unusual pars that you remember. This might be one if she can hold this.
What an up and down through.
I tell you, it's a really nice time of day to play. Reminds me, Morgan, of the years way back in my youth, playing junior golf, college golf, when you played late in the day and it was warm and the shadows are out. It's just lovely. There's no wind.
It's just gorgeous weather today, and we saw certainly some low scores this morning, but as that scoring average continues to creep up this afternoon, I expect more of the same tomorrow. Some lower scores, excuse me, from this wave that's currently playing right now. They'll tee it up early tomorrow, and then as that heat comes back tomorrow, firms up the golf course, make it a bit more challenging for the afternoon.
All right, here is yealiminoh.
This has some serious turn to the right.
Just what a crushing day, really, for yealiminoh.
Sharp
It's just
coming
been-
back.
Yeah, it's just been hard to get anything going. I mean, the
Yeah.
whole locations have been pretty tucked on the right side of these screens today, and if you're a natural drawer of the ball, it just makes it tougher to be aggressive.
Chizzy couldn't really be aggressive there, could she?
No, that was so delicate, downhill all the way.
Okay, so 73, 1 over for Chizzyiwai. One in Mexico.
Well, it's not easy coming back to defend. I mean, you feel a lot of pressure, particularly in your hometown too, because you'd love to defend, you'd love to be contending again, especially in front of your home audience, and it does add an extra element to it, and I'm sure that she feels like she's letting people down a little bit, but the thing is, that's golf, right, Morgan? You can't be good all the time.
Yeah, it's such a tough thing. It's hard to feel like you're letting people down, but there's no question that she has has felt that way, not has let people down.
No, yeah. Giving you a little extra time here past our window just to see if Nelly can finish this thing off and get it to 2 under par. How will she feel, do you think? You heard what Morgan said, Karen. What would you think? 70 for Nelly.
I think Morgan's right. I think she will feel like she left some out here, but she also knows that the course tomorrow morning will be out there for the taking. Softer greens, cooler conditions, just much more predictable when you're hitting approach shots into these greens.
Burned a lot of edges today, still shot 70, and that is one of the best rounds of the afternoon. Okay, everyone's first look, including ours, at Sharon Heights Golf and Country Club in tournament competition. Absolutely gorgeous on a warm day, and the 63 from hyojookim. Setting the pace, the rookie Dong Eun Lee. That eagle at 1865. And Minjeelee, will see her in our coverage tomorrow, along with most of these. Gino Titikun playing tomorrow afternoon. Lydia Ko, Lottie Wode as well. We'll see you tomorrow night in the Bay Area.